All right. Well, hello, y'all. Matt here with Grafted Branch Homestead, and welcome to Quail Shack Chat with Matt, where today we're going to be doing a little bit of catching up. Actually, to be honest with you, me and my whole family had the flu pretty bad, so I wasn't sure if I was going to make it on. But a little bit of what I'm talking about tonight ties into that. So if you're new with us or been with us before, welcome, and thank you for joining. It's good to see you. We got the Carolina Kind Family Homestead here, it looks like. So hello, cheers, brother. I hear on this channel, if you're new, I like to show some DIY, skill share, and good fellowship from our urban homestead here and the small plot of land we have. And so tonight, I'm not going to be on too long. I don't feel too good. And so I've set up a little bit of a different format for the live stream. So it's either going to be a success or a flop. We'll find out. But I got four things really I want to accomplish tonight. Kind of want to say hello to anyone that stops in and see how everyone's doing. I also want to do an incubator update. So we'll cut over to the web camera on that, just do a short little update on that. To help me out a little bit here, we're going to do a live call from the Quail Shack, from Matt with Quail Shack Past. And so he's going to show us a little bit and introduce us what we're talking about tonight. And then finally, we're going to be doing making some honey fermented garlic and talk about just the amazing medicinal, and immune powers of garlic. All right. And so it looks like, let me make sure we are all still going here. There we go. So I'm not sure how many people have in here. A lot of people tend to watch on replay, and that is just fine. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, though, give everyone, and leave a comment or something down below for the algorithm. That most certainly helps out. So I don't really feel like moving around a lot tonight, so I've been messing around with StreamYard quite a bit. And we're going to go ahead and cut over to the incubator cam. And there we go. And so I am using, oops, let's see, how do I? Anyways, I'm using the Cubonic incubator this time around for the quail eggs. And so they have been going in there for a few days, and actually let me check on that just to make sure. Yep, so they've got 11 days left to go. So that is going to continue spinning around there for another 8 days, and then it will stop spinning. And I'll pick it out and up the humidity from the 47% you can see there. It says 100 degrees on top, but as you notice, I got a thermometer inside as well, and I kind of find an average there. So in another just over a week, I will be candling those eggs again, so as to make sure that they're good and everything, and then we'll put those back in for their lockdown and raise the humidity for the final 3 days, and hopefully we'll have a few baby quail there. All right. And so I went ahead and I decided, since I'm not feeling too great, in order to show things off a little bit and kind of get into the main thing I wanted to talk about here tonight, I have decided to enlist a video chat call with Matt from Quail Shack Path. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll throw that up on there. This takes a few minutes, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, Matt. Matt.
Huh? What? Oh, hey there, Matt, and everyone else out there. How are you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good, good. Well, kind of been under the weather lately, and our weather here has changed quite a bit. So, what brings you in the past earlier today here now?
Now we need some Quail Shack for Quail Shack Chat with Matt.
That's true. Good point. All right, well, since you guys are all visiting me a couple hours in the past here, I guess I might as well show you some of the things while it's daylight here at the Quail Shack. And so this last week, my whole family has really been under the weather with something going on, and so not a lot has gotten done out here. The weather here in New Mexico has changed as well to being well below freezing temperatures at night and extremely windy. So with that going on, some things get missed when I get sick, and these are some things a lot of people don't think about when you got animals to take care of and some chores and things to do, which I don't have a whole lot, but still, animals still need food and water, even when you do get sick. So I am lucky. Okay, so the way the quails are set up in here, and the chickens as well, I want to have it as little hands-on as I need in case I do have days when I get sick or weather's really bad. So with it being well below, below freezing here this last week, getting out here has been a little bit of a pain, being sick and all that. And so they have these feed troughs that last about 2 days on food for what I have them in here. They almost need to be filled every day, but if I do I'm sick or something and need to go a day, they'll be okay. The eggs can roll out and sit in here as well. They do have their 5-gallon bucket of water, and so that lasts a good week and a half, 2 weeks. I just want to come out and make sure their water hasn't frozen and that they all still have water in there. So I need to clean their trays out here. That's why they're so dirty. Those get cleaned about once a week. But being here in the quail shack, it's insulated enough and their body heat's insulated enough. The water hasn't frozen. Now it's only been getting down to about 28, 30 degrees here this last week at night. It will get colder than that, and so I'll continue to monitor it. But for now, it's a pretty good setup. So I'm going to get these guys on the bottom who are here actually are out of food. So my whole family's been ill, and so truth be told, I actually didn't even get out here at all yesterday. But it's nice being able to know I can miss a day if I have everyone topped off. The chickens have their chicken feeder, and we'll go over there and take a look at that in a minute. But one of the projects I'm working on, I might as well show while you guys are visiting me here in the past, is just some PVC pipe I got with an end on it. And I'm going to put a couple of these. And grab this other one. Oh, let's see. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put an end on either end like that, and I'm going to have 2 of these just about like this. And what these are going to do is go through here, and I'll put a cap on the end, and their dish is on the bottom out there. And this is so when weather's really bad, really cold and stormy and all, I can continue to give them some water or feed for the chickens from the quail shack here. So that's the plan. So I'll gather up a couple of these eggs. We'll go check out the chickens for a moment. There we go. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll come clean their trays up in a bit, but let's check out the chickens for a moment. And a few things going on while we can actually see when we have some daylight here. All right. So we'll actually leave this open for some ventilation. So I'll just shut the screen there. There we go. Okay. And so the yard is a mess. It has been really high winds here, so everything has blown around everywhere. So there's that. The chicken coop actually has been neglected to be cleaned this week as well, just because of illness, but that's a chore for today, probably. We'll see what we got going on here. Oh, got a mama there. We'll let her lay.
No, Wednesday,
Who's in here? Nikki, you're still broody, aren't you? Oh, Nikki's our broody bird. She's gonna go, I take her out every now and then, otherwise she won't eat and drink. So we're gonna go put her to get some food. And no eggs right now. They should probably lay in a few hours. Say hi, Nikki. Okay. There is our winter wheat still coming up. And so now they're about big enough, and we'll take a quick look at that in just a moment. Nope, we're not coming out, guys. I'll get you some treats here, and then we'll go in there. This is my little solar cabinet here for the chickens, but I also keep some treats on this side as well. I do keep my booties in here too.
of the pack.
just for when I'm going in my normal boots, if I'm not wearing my rubber boots. All right, come on guys, let's get some of these treats. These are just the store-bought ones. These aren't my mealworms. We're still getting that up and going again. There we go. I throw these on my feet. They look kind of funny. I'll keep my boots clean. Here we go. Let me get these guys some scratch greens. And I throw a little bit of oyster shell in there. There we go. And some of that. And then we're going to go check their water. Whew. Now, in the summer and the spring and early fall, they have their watering system that gives them water via water pump, a solar-powered water pump and solenoid on this tank here, and they're rain harvesting, but I can't run that when it's below freezing. So this is empty right now, and I've disconnected all the piping. So in the winter, their water freezes. I just have to come give them water. So they got a little bit right now. I'm going to change that in a bit. This is their, I guess, somewhat automatic feeder. It just has these ports, and that lasts a week or two. So that's where I'll put those other ports coming out so I can dump some hot water in. Yeah. Hey there, ladies. How you doing? Let me shorten this up so I can get some better shot of you. All right. You're a beautiful bird. All right, cool, Matt. So I don't know how much you were wanting to see, or all of you, but there's a little shoot of today. Wait, what? A little bit of the garden? Oh, there's not a whole lot going on right now with the winter garden, but there are a few things I do want to show you. All right, so as I said earlier, this is the winter wheat, and this is our first year doing this.
Can you guys hear me now? I don't know if you couldn't hear me then through that whole thing. It probably didn't make sense. I was talking to the video and to myself there. Can you hear me now? And I'll finish the video with I'm trying some new things, and I'm not sure my mic is actually even working. Okay, so you must be able to hear me now. I don't know if you could hear me when the video was playing. I'm supposed to be talking to the guy, and it was supposed to be a thing, but to myself. I guess it was kind of a flop. Anyways, I'm going to finish up the video. It's just got a minute left, and then we'll cut right back.
Hard red winter wheat. It's an experiment to learn how to grow it so I can do it on a larger scale later. And from what I understand, this is about what you want. So you want them to come up and crown and kind of that second set there before it freezes. And so I've put down straw on everything that is insulating it well. Now the wind is blowing a lot of that around, but there's onions. There's some wheat seed in there too. Those are popping up, and I hope they do well. So with being under the weather and all, I thought this was something kind of cool. So this is the garlic. Now in here I have a couple different varieties. There's some elephant garlic just popping up here. And so even in the freezing temperatures, this garlic's growing great. I have some straw down for insulation that's kind of blown away, but you want them to get fairly big before they overwinter. And we'll be looking for those next year. And so let me see here. We'll go check out the other box. Okay, and so we have some more garlic going over here. I just like to plant it in several areas. And so I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it is coming up beautiful. Absolute beautiful shoots. And so hopefully these will overwinter well. But you know, garlic is an amazing winter crop. Of course, it's a great food. It has some wonderful medicinal properties. And so since you're visiting me here in the past a little bit, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone about garlic. Here you go, Matt.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. Okay. So I don't think that works too well, but I was supposed to be talking to myself in the video and kind of had a little skip, but I guess if you couldn't hear me, it probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, thanks for sitting through the video as past Matt was giving us a little talk. Yep, but today, one of the things I want to talk about, since I do have the flu, is garlic and natural healing powers, things from the earth and nature, which is awesome. So if you didn't, garlic, my garlic is slightly bigger than your first garlic pot. Oh, okay. Was the garlic itself bigger? That's pretty neat. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. And so what I wanted to talk about today, though, was garlic, some of its healing powers, and the smell. Really, actually, even the smell of garlic and the odor, it lets off that smell you're smelling is a chemical, is a sulfur compound, and it's called allicin. And so that helps to fight infection. It helps, garlic can help definitely prevent clots. It helps regulate blood sugar, blood pressure. It's good for, let's see, I took lots of notes because I'm a little loopy with things today, but even the odor of it has antimicrobial properties and stuff and can fight things. So when you're breathing out that bad smell of garlic, that in itself can be killing bacteria and microbes and things around you. So garlic has been used as medicinal property for thousands of years for all kinds of different things. The list goes on and on of what it's used for. Some of them are arthritis, malaria, definitely colds and flu, diabetes, TB, cancer. It's been used actually in World War II. When they ran out of antibiotics, it was used by the Russians as an antibiotic, and it was kind of known as the Russian penicillin. It is antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-parasites. It promotes extreme gut health and really good for your immune system. So it's used to drive toxins and things from the body. Let's see. No, it's used to fight infection. It has, anti-cancer effect. It protects against pathogens in the body. It's an antifungal. They did a study actually with putting some different things in petri dishes and antiviral. Yeah, if you eat a clove of garlic a day, you'll not get sick. Exactly. That's kind of what I want to talk about. And so they did this study and they put E. coli actually in the dish and they sprinkled garlic powder on it. And within 24 hours, that garlic powder had killed that E. coli in there. And then they took another petri dish with E. coli in it and they grated some raw garlic in it. And 12 hours later, that killed all the E. coli. In the same studies, it's been known to kill things like anthrax. One of the big ones is it can kill MRSA, which is it's an antibiotic resistant microbe, and so it's really hard to fight that with antibiotics and things. But garlic is something that can kill that. So it's extremely potent against viruses, funguses, and parasites. So today we are going to take the garlic and we are going to ferment it in honey. Fermenting the garlic and storing it in the honey is a good way to preserve your garlic. Gives it a tasty flavor. It really helps to cut down that bitter or that real strong garlic flavor that sometimes when you're sick you don't necessarily want to take. The syrup in here can be used as a cough syrup, especially if you add it in something like onion and let that ferment in here. The garlic cloves themselves, though, you can let them ferment. Which really just adds more nutrients to it, more more of those phytonutrients and things in the fermenting process, and a lot of good flora for your gut and bacteria there, good bacteria there. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is make some fermented honey garlic. I did put a few other things on here just to show you can add to customize your garlic, your fermented garlic. Ginger is a good thing. Turmeric's really good. If you have the flu, cayenne pepper is excellent to add in there. For all kinds of different properties we won't get into today. However, I'm going to make this for my family and kids. We'll leave that one out. There are a couple things to making the fermented garlic honey that is important. First of all, your honey. Your honey is going to be very important, which one you choose. Your best bet, which I don't have here, but would be a local honey. That's going to help fight the allergies that are in your local area. Most importantly, though, is you want a raw, 100% raw, unfiltered honey, unpasteurized, unfiltered. If it's pasteurized and things, it's not going to create that fermenting process. If it's just a generic honey you get off the shelf, a lot of times those are cut with corn syrups and things like that, and it's not going to be good for the process. Now, for one of those things, let's see. Oh, where did I write this note down? Yeah, okay, maybe I'll find it. Anyways, and so once you've got your good raw, unfiltered, unpasteurized honey, you're going to need a jar, any size you want, depending on how big you're going to do it. A sterile jar, just like with canning, you want that to be very clean. Of course, you're going to need your garlic. Different garlics are better, but all garlic is good. Well, let me go back a little bit. Not all garlic is good. You do want to make sure you get an organic garlic. If you can get local, that's better. If you grew it yourself, that's best. A lot of 80% of garlic that we get in the store is actually from China, and a lot of times it's bleached or sprayed with pesticides or grown in sewage or different things that are really going to impede in the fermenting process. So get yourself a a nice organic garlic. Unfiltered natural but sweet honey. Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to this other camera real quick here. And we'll see. Let me switch over to that one. All right, hopefully everyone can hear me over here. Can you guys hear me over here on my workstation camera? Okay. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we kind of want to smash the garlic. That's to pull off the peels. By smashing it, though, you're also releasing those you're releasing those sulfur compounds. Those what was that term? I'm going to find it. Anna something. I said it. Okay. So, well, I don't know what I did with that. Anyway, so we're going to want to crack it, and that's going to help release the a little bit of moisture, which is needed in the honey for the fermenting process. That's very important. If you're adding things like onion and stuff, that adds a lot of moisture to it. So you don't have to worry as much. But by cracking it, was it anicillin, I believe? Anyways, by cracking it, you're releasing those sulfur compounds and those micronutrients and phytonutrients. So some of this garlic just pulls right off these ones, or the peel. These are really nice ones. I'm going to go ahead and crack them a little bit as well. Just with the side of my knife. I'll bruise them and abrade them so that they can get some moisture out of them to help that fermenting process. And we're going to fill this jar. You don't want to go over half full, because you're going to want about an inch of honey above that and about a good 1.5 to 2 inches of head space in there. As with anything fermenting, you can it could create pressure in there and explode on you. You don't want a sticky, honey, garlicky mess. And so go ahead and smash up more of this in here. It looks like we got 3 people in here still, so my new format experiment may not be so bad. I am losing my voice. So this would have been good to have a couple months ago. So with fermenting it, what we're going to do is we are going to put our garlic in the jar. We're going to cover that with about an inch over it in honey, so that way it's all the way saturated in the honey. We'll put that lid on, and we're going to turn the jar upside down a couple times just to make sure it's completely coated with the honey. And this jar will get sealed with the lid, and it's going to go on the shelf, in a cool, dark shelf in the pantry or cupboard or somewhere like that. And then once to twice a day, every day for 2 weeks, you're going to want to burp the jar. So you'll notice with these ball jars, these mason jars, they the lid will pop up if there's pressure in there. So you'll feel that on the lid. You won't be able to push down, and so you're going to want to unscrew it just a little bit, quarter turn, and hit my camera. And burp it, let that pressure out. You don't want it getting oxygen in, so you'll want to seal it up right away. But you'll do that once a day for about 2 weeks, leaving it on the shelf, and then it needs to sit on the shelf for about another 2 weeks, just burping as you see fit, as it's building pressure. After a month, to really 2 months preferably, but after a month it is good to use. And you can use the honey, which will be kind of watered down and turn into almost like a syrup. You can add that to and use it as like a cough medicine or cough syrup, something like that. You can pull these garlic cloves out. You can rinse them off if you wanted, eat them straight just like that. Even if you are sick, that honey is in the fermenting process is going to take away that real strong garlic taste, makes it a whole lot more palatable. Of course, extremely healthy for you. So, or you could eat it with the honey. You could use it in cooking. Garlic, the nutrients in it have a really high point that they're still effective. So it can get pretty hot for a while. And so you could cook with it. The best way, I believe, would just be raw, just like this, and pull a clove out every day, just like I believe it was Verna said there, and eat a clove a day. And that's going to really help you build a really strong immune system, and just do so many good things for you. I've actually even read that if you have strep throat, back on like the cattle drive trails and things, I think I was watching I think it's Kent Rollins, I believe, and he was talking about how if someone had strep throat, of course, you want to do it with meal. You don't want to do it on an empty stomach, but 3 times a day, so with every meal, you eat a garlic clove. You just eat one of these, or one of the fermented ones, with a meal 3 times a day. And after a day or 2, that's supposed to actually even clear out strep throat. But, that makes sense, being a antifungal, antiviral, all those things, that it would kill the strep. So, yep, Renegade Black Sheep says fermented garlic and honey is a good addition to a home remedy cabinet. So this is actually me doing it now for the first time after learning a lot. I wish I had it now that we're all sick, but it'll be ready in a month. And so as a lot of things on this channel, I'm a little behind the ball, but it's all a learning curve, and it's all about building those skills and learning. So I'm just about done peeling this garlic, smashing it a little to break it and give it a little moisture for the fermenting. Hey, cheers there, Carolina Kine. We're just in here talking about natural remedies for things and the super powers of garlic. on this one here. Hey, and thank you for reminding everyone. Yeah, please, if you're in here or watching in replay, hit that like button. Drop a comment if you happen to see the video come by your feed again or something, even if you're in here now. It always helps with the algorithms. I think we're going to use that much garlic. That's good for now. As you can see here, slightly smashed, not that much. And so we're going to cover that with about 1 inch of honey over it. It was good seeing you too over there, Carolina Kind Family Homestead. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. And that made my day. So thank you for coming over here. Love garlic. Yep. I absolutely love the taste. I just had it because I love the taste, and it's a good winter crop, so we've planted a bunch, but I'm really learning about all the medicinal properties and how good it is, and so that's something I'm showing a little bit. Elderberry can help you now. Elderberry can help y'all now, as does fresh garlic. So I have an elderberry plant I actually got going this year, and I'm hoping it'll overwinter and come back next year. So I'm going to put my raw, organic, unpasteurized, unfiltered honey all over that garlic. It's best if you have local honey and homegrown garlic, but this is not local honey. That's okay. You really just want to make sure it's all covered. And as it ferments, the consistency of that will break down. As the days go on and you burp it, you're going to notice bubbles along the top. That is normal. Hey, thanks for sharing out. That always helps. I appreciate that, sir. Anyways, you'll see bubbles and things appearing. That is normal. If you see mold or something, of course, you want to get rid of it. But this can sit on the shelf, I've heard of, for up to years, definitely months, but up to years. Honey is a forever food. It's hydrophobic and some other things, and so this isn't going to grow anything. And one of the things I know a lot of people are concerned about botulism with canning and stuff. If you're using a unpasteurized, just pure honey, raw honey, it sits at a pH level that isn't going to allow botulism to form. So that's something you're not going to have to worry about. Really, the only thing you might see is if it's not getting shaken enough, it could grow some mold, which you could take off or just throw. You may see a little discoloration that is normal. So we're just going to put this lid on that clean jar, just like canning. And I'm going to turn that upside down and around a little bit just to make sure it's all coated. I'm actually going to add a little bit more honey to that. We really want that covered. This is probably going to be a sticky mess there. Yep. There we go. That should be good. And this lid, I've actually got honey and stuff all over, and I do kind of want it to sit on there still well. Anyways, there we go. Sticky mess, but that's okay. So we got that completely covered. And what I'm going to do is once a day, possibly twice a day, I'll take that off the shelf, off the pantry shelf in that dark spot there. And I'm going to turn it upside down and back just to let it all mix. And then once that's settled, I'm going to come and burp it once a day. Just turn it quarter turn, you'll hear it psh, let out that air, and then turn it back just to let the pressure go. And so we'll do that every day for 2 weeks. And then after another 2 to 6 weeks, that is ready to go. And I'm just going to, how I'm going to use this is use the honey for a cough syrup and pull a garlic clove out every day and eat that to build a strong immune system. All right. Yeah, you can get lids that burp themselves. Those are actually really cool. I've been looking at those. I don't have a lot of fermenting things. I do make my own vinegar. I haven't in a while, but I do for cleaning and stuff. So I've actually been looking at those lids. Those are pretty neat. I'm going to change camera here, so bear with me for just a moment. All right. Actually, I don't think this microphone is working with the process I'm using here. I think it's just pulling it off my phone and whatnot. So there we go. You just ordered them. Oh, okay. Well, let me know how those work out for you, Verna. Garlic is great for heart health. Yeah, good for cardiovascular. Um, it's good for regulating blood sugars and blood pressure. It's good for so many things. The list for garlic, actually, when I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, what things it's good for and whatnot. It's so long, and it is really such a powerful one to use. So, $14 for 4 lids, delivery Monday. Well, what is it that you're fermenting, or what is it that you're using them for there, Verna? You know, yeah, I'll have to look into that. And it tastes really good. Tastes really good. I actually love it. So I like garlic just because of the taste. I could eat it constantly. And then when I found out that even the odor of garlic can kill bacteria and microorganisms or whatnot. Um, that the breath you breathe off can actually kill things. So I have an excuse to have garlic breath now. Can you use amber jars to help fermenting and use cheesecloth under the rig instead of the lid? You don't have to burp. Oh, you can use. Oh, okay. Cool. Good to know. For honey garlic. Oh, you're doing the same thing. Okay. That's awesome, Berta. I'll have to see how you do it with those lids and whatnot. And for fire cider. Oh, very good. Oh, well, I appreciate everyone sticking through today's kind of strange format. I know some things didn't work out. But truth be told, I am feeling very under the weather. And I'm losing my voice. I'm going to go ahead and get going tonight. It's not a very long one, I know. But I do appreciate everyone for showing up and everyone that watches in the replay. You guys really make it wonderful and great. Thank you, Renegade Black Sheep and Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Of course, thank you, Verna Young, and everyone else that was in here today. I am going to head out. Oh, and thank you, Pastor Matt. And I'm going to head out. I think I'm going to be heading to bed here. Okay, I'll do that. I'll go gargle with some water. This flu is kicking my whole family's butt pretty bad. And then my younger son, actually, we won't be doing the garden chat tomorrow morning with my son. He's been really sick with the flu as well. And then he's okay, but he had an injury at school, so he's recovering from that. So you guys catch me next week, next Saturday at 8 p.m. for Quail Shack Chat with Matt. And we'll be live again and experimenting there. And then that following week, hopefully, we'll be doing some more cooking with Farmer Casey. Thank you. I will. You guys have a good day. Hang in there. Be strong. Do the thing.